Welcome to Order of Operations Part 2. In Part 1, we talked about the order of operations. We talked about how there's really only 4 of them, not 6 of them. And we worked out multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. In this one, we're going to talk just about parentheses and exponents and how they work. So let's talk first about parentheses. If you ever see a parentheses inside of a problem, you have to do the parentheses first. So for example, if I saw a 4, and let's go ahead and go times parenthesis 2 minus 1. Okay, pretty simple math right here. So normally we do the multiplication first, so we would do the times. But now I have work to do inside of a parenthesis. Parenthesis is step number 1. So I do all the work inside of a parenthesis before I even start worrying about any of this. So 2 minus 1 is 1. And you have to copy everything else. So I'm going to do the times and the 4. Now that this is worked out, I just go, well, I only have this left. 4 times 1, my answer is 4. And it's really that simple. All you have to do is do the parenthesis first, okay? Now, I'm going to give a couple problems to do. So through, the great magic of bad editing, here's a couple problems. And there we go. Here's a couple problems. So this one is only talking about parentheses. All right, I look here and I can see all this math, but all I care about is the 6 minus 3 because he's inside parentheses. Everything else we're just going to copy. So I'm going to go to 3 plus, what is 6 minus 3? It's 3, and I'm going to do the divided by 3. Boom. All I did was the parentheses. Now I go back to what I taught in part 1. We're going to do the PEMDAS. Well, I don't see any multiplication. Oh, there's a division right there. So I'm going to do this step first. Do not do 3 plus 3. Okay, that comes later. I have to do my division first. So here I'm going to go 3 plus, because I'm doing nothing with it. What's 3 divided by 3? 1. What is 3 plus 1? The answer is 4. If you went left to right, you would have got 3 plus 3 is 6. Divided by 3 is 2. That's the wrong answer. You can't just go left to right. You have to use this as the orders. Let's try the one over here, okay? Well, here I got the parentheses first. Now, normally I won't do addition first. I would do the division first. But since it's inside the parentheses, I'm going to do my addition as the first step. So 2 plus 4 is 6, divided by 2 plus 6. What comes next in this? Division, division. So I'm going to go 6 divided by 2. And I'm going to get my 3 plus 6 for an answer of 9. And that's how we do parentheses, okay? Now, let me erase the board real quick, and then we'll talk a little bit about exponents. Okay, so in this section, I have a foundational video that I did just on how powers and exponents work. And later on, we're going to do a whole section on how to solve for them, add, subtract, multiply them together. There's a whole series on how we're going to do exponents. We're just going to talk about exponents, how they deal with the whole PEMDAS and the order of operations. So, for example, let's go ahead and do this problem. Let's go, I have a 5 plus 3 squared minus 2. Pretty simple, okay? So if I look at here, do I have any parentheses? No, I don't. Do I have any exponents? Boom, right there. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to copy everything else. So I'm going to go 5 plus, what is 3 squared? If you learned from the one I did earlier on exponents, that means 3 times 3, so I get a 9 minus 2. And now I just go left to right. 5 plus 9 is 14. 14 minus 2, which gives me 12, okay? Well, now, let's do one that has some parentheses in it. So let's go 12 minus, and let's go 9 minus 6 in a quantity squared plus 4. So now I'm going to work from over here. So now, the first step is going to be parentheses. And I'm going to copy everything else. 12 minus, I have an exponent, but I haven't done my parentheses yet. So I'm going to go 9 minus 6, which is 3. I'm still going to keep them, I'll write the parentheses there because I still have that square to deal with, plus 4. Okay, I have a subtraction, I have an addition, but I still have my exponent to deal with right here. So now I'm going to go 12, just copy this down, minus 3 squared is 9, plus 4. Okay, 12 minus 9 is 3, plus 4, and I get 7. Okay, and this would be how we do this. Now let's do a couple kind of nasty ones to see if we really understand the whole operation. So here we go. Let's change the board. And here we go. Here's a couple more problems. Okay, let's take a look at this one here on the left. I'm just going to go in order. I'm going to start with parentheses. And I see that I have 2 parentheses right here. I'm only going to deal with what's inside that. Everything else I'm going to copy. Am I dealing with the 6? No. Plus 2? No. The times symbol? No. Now I'm dealing with parentheses. What's 4 plus 1? It is 5. I've done all the math. I don't need to keep the parentheses. Minus sign. Boom. 6 plus 4 is what? It's 10. Now I still have that square there. I'm going to keep it in parentheses just to kind of keep it neat and tidy. And then I'm going to do a divided by 4. Okay. What's step number 2? Exponent. Do I have any exponents? Boom. I have one right there. So everything else I'm going to copy. 6 plus 2 times 5 minus. Now I do my exponent. 10 squared means 10 times 10, which is 100 divided by 4. Great. Now all I have left is addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And we learned from the part 1 exercise, any multiplication division that happens, we go left to right. Well, I see a multiplication here, and I see a division here. Everything else we're going to copy. So I'm going to go 6 plus 10 minus, well, what's 100 divided by 4? 25. Think about it, 4 quarters and $1 for people who still use cash. All right, 6 plus 10, we're just going to go left to right, is 16 minus 25. If you did my integer thing, you learned that we go add a line, change a sign. What is 25? The signs are different, so we subtract. Keep the sign of the bigger number, which is negative, and I get negative 9 as an answer, and that's how we would do this problem. Let's walk over here and do another problem, okay? Same thing, step number 1, parentheses, boom and boom. Copy everything else down. 10 plus 3 times, now do my parentheses, 6 plus, do the parentheses, 8. I have a squared, so I'm going to keep it there so it looks nice and tidy, and then a divided by 4. Step number 2, exponents. Great, it's right there. I'm going to copy everything else. You are going to be tempted to want to just do some of this. 10 plus 3 is 13. Let me just write it down. Well, you'd make a mistake because the multiplication has to come first. If you go step by step, you're going to get this right. The only way you're going to get this wrong is if you get ahead of yourself. Okay? That's most people's faults when they do this. What's 8 squared? 8 times 8 is 64. 64 divided by 4. Now, multiplication, division. Well, there's a multiplication there, and there's a division there. I'm going to copy the 10. 10 plus, what is 3 times 6? 18 plus, what is 64 divided by 4? 4 goes in the 6 one time with 2 left over. 4 goes in the 24 6 times. I'll do a video on how to do some simple division later, okay? But I'm left with this. 10 plus 18 is 28. 28 plus 16. Put that together and we can do some handy math. You're going to find out that it's 44. That's not the point today. I'm just going to show you. So this is order of operations. If you go to maxtutorials.com, I'm going to have kind of a study sheet so you can have it there if the video didn't quite get you. And we'll do a few more sample problems that I'll work out so you can become an expert on order of operations. Ta-ta.